Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys need Kendricks to be the man in the middle. The biggest weakness in the Dallas Cowboys defense in 2023 was right up the middle for all the world to see. And the entire NFL world saw it and took full advantage. Dallas comes into this season hoping that new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer can shore that up. His defensive lines have been hard to run against in the past. Having Motzi Smith rebound from a disappointing rookie year will help. Get the latest Cowboys updates from ITS delivered to your inbox daily. A solid season from Osa Odigizua, the Cowboys' other starting defensive tackle, would also solidify the middle of the line. But there was another weakness in Dallas' defense last year, especially down the stretch. This one won't be quite so easy to shore up. That's the job that will fall on newly signed free agent middle linebacker Eric Kendricks. The Cowboys are banking on him getting the job done. Kendricks will be replacing Leighton Vander Esch at middle linebacker. Those will be big shoes to fill. Vander Esch burst onto the scene in his rookie season back in 2018. He started 11 of the games he played in. He finished that year with 140 tackles and 2 interceptions. Over the next 4 seasons, Vander Esch manned the middle and made life miserable for opposing running backs. When he was on the field, that is. He only played 9 games in 2019 and another 10 in 2020. Kendricks did play in all 17 games in 2021 and managed 14 games in 2022. He was on pace for another solid season last year when he went down with another neck injury in a loss at San Francisco last November. As it was in years before, when Vander Esch was out of the lineup, the Cowboys' run defense suffered. Fixing that was the top priority on the defensive side of the ball this year. Enter Kendricks. Ironically, Kendricks was initially reported to be signing with the 49ers this offseason. So it was some small poetic justice when Dallas swooped in and lured him away from San Francisco. Given the dirty nature of the play that ended Vander Esch's career, the 49ers had it coming. It also helped that Zimmer had just been hired by the Cowboys. Zimmer was Kendricks' head coach in Minnesota for his first 7 NFL seasons. His rookie season, he played in 14 games, starting in 11 of them. He finished with 92 tackles and 4 sacks. His lowest tackle total for a season over the next 8 seasons was 107 in 2020. And he only played in 11 games that season. After 8 years in Minnesota, a year after Zimmer's departure, Kendricks played for the Chargers in 2023. He had 117 tackles, forced a fumble, and defended 6 passes. Then he hit the free agent market and landed in Dallas. His task is to be the middle linebacker he's been the last 9 seasons. Even more, the Cowboys need him to be Leighton Vander Esch. Maybe even an upgrade at that. Kendricks signed a 1-year deal for just under $3 million. He's clearly shooting for a bigger contract in 2025 with a few more years on it. If he has another strong season, he'll likely get it. If he does, especially if Zimmer remains in Dallas, the Cowboys should give him that contract. All you need to do is go back to the last game Dallas played in the 2023 season. Green Bay literally ran the Cowboys out of AT&T Stadium and out of the playoffs. Aaron Jones had 21 carries for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dallas defense simply had no answer that day. They didn't for most of the 2023 season after Vander Esch went down. Kendrick needs to be the man in the middle, the difference maker. And not just for his future contractual prospects. He needs to be all of that if the Cowboys are to have any hope of winning the NFC East or even making the playoffs. They need that from him if they have any hope of making it beyond the divisional round of the playoffs in 2024. Cowboys news: Dak Prescott on boot photo, contract talks and age. The Dallas Cowboys quarterback had a lot to say at his youth football camp. It's not his first youth camp, as it's become a ritual of his in early July to spend time with the youth and teach them some football along the way. Even for him, it's an opportunity to be young again, despite the busy life his football career has put in front of him. "I don't think my approach has really changed," Prescott said. "I like to be present wherever I am. When I'm out there, I turn into a kid again. When I go to the 8-year-olds, I'm 8. When I go to the 13, I'm 13. I want to make sure they leave this camp excited and be fulfilled in their purpose that they came for." In football news, a picture of Prescott vacationing in Mexico last week did the rounds on social media as he was seen wearing a walking boot around his right foot. In his first public addressing of the photo, he attributed it as precautionary for his surgically repaired right ankle that he broke in 2020. "Honestly, I'm getting older," he said. "Same ankle that I snapped and had a nasty surgery on 4 years ago, so a couple of hard days of training, you get a little sore. I went on a fishing trip and wanted to protect it so it didn't get worse. Literally, it's absolutely nothing. I'm getting older and having to take care of my body." The Cowboys Hall of Fame wide receiver is looking to score in the restaurant business. Irvin's new upscale sports bar, Playmakers 88, is set to open in the Colony on July 12. Based on photos of the 7,000-square-foot space, it looks like heaven for Cowboys fans. The place is adorned with photos of memorabilia from Irvin's time on the team as well as tributes to the 22 members of the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor, players whose contributions earned the Cowboys the title of America's Team. "I am truly honored to create an upscale sports bar and restaurant where sports fans can cheer on their favorite teams and athletes while enjoying great food, cocktails, and company," said Irvin in a press release. "My hope is that each person who visits Playmakers 88 feels the excitement, energy, and love that I have for the entire sports community and the overall DFW area." There was no mention of what patrons are to do if their favorite team isn't the Cowboys, but it feels like a safe assumption that they won't be hanging out at this blue and white shrine to Dallas football legacy. In addition to a specialty cocktail menu and over 20 beers on tap at the bar, Players 88's menu will offer dishes created by local chef Rasson R.J. Johnson that combine traditional family recipes with modern-day delicacies. Crab cakes, burgers, pasta, and seafood entrees are just some of the dishes that will be available. Cowboys predicted to add game-breaking playmaker to help CeeDee Lamb. One of the most interesting subplots of the upcoming NFL season for the Dallas Cowboys, and there are many subplots percolating already, is the development of the receiver core behind star CeeDee Lamb. There's no question what Lamb can do, but there is almost nothing but questions once we get past him on the depth chart. Okay, number 2 man Brandon Cooks is a reliable veteran. But he's also 31 and in the final year of his contract. It is unlikely he is the long-term answer as the second option behind Lamb. More immediately, the Cowboys do not have much of an answer at the number 3 spot either, not with disappointing speedster Michael Gallup having been set free to sign with the Raiders this offseason. The Cowboys need someone to step up. Jalen Tolbert, the 2022 third-rounder, is the top candidate. He's already penciled in as the starter alongside Lamb and Cooks. After that, though, it's a crapshoot. Rookie 6th-rounder Ryan Flournoy has speed and promise. Last year's 7th-rounder Jalen Brooks will get a look and special teams star Kavonde Turpin is on the docket, too. Outlining the projections for the 2025 draft more than 9 months ahead of time is a dicey game. Babies who don't currently exist will be conceived and born in that time span, after all. But the author of the 33rd team mock draft, Ian Valentino, has some idea where the Cowboys will be looking when the day comes along for them to make their selection. It is almost certain to be a wide receiver. Unless the Dallas Cowboys see Jalen Tolbert break out this season, there's a massive need for a quality second playmaker next to CeeDee Lamb. Dallas can keep it local by taking third-year sophomore Nick Anderson from Oklahoma, he writes. A game-breaking vertical threat at 6'4", 209 pounds, Anderson is the prototypical ex-receiver who takes the top off of defenses. It can be argued that, with Cook's aging, the Cowboys will look to next year's draft for a receiver no matter what happens with Tolbert. They need depth in that room. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Nick Anderson? Leave your opinion in the comments.